You've been living on autopilot, convincing yourself that surviving is the same as becoming, but deep down, you feel it. Something in you is hungry for more, and not more things, more of you. Because the truth is brutal. You've been tricked, not by enemies, but by low standards that crept into your identity and wore your name like a costume. You weren't born with doubt. You learned to shrink. You learned to play it safe. You learned to question your own fire while worshiping the comfort that killed it. That wasn't growth. That was hypnosis. And today, we break the spell. This is your mental revolution. This is the moment you stop negotiating with the version of you that was never designed to lead. Because here's the secret the world buried. The power to become is not earned. It's awakened. Let me tell you what they never told you. Napoleon Hill never sold motivation. He sold responsibility. He didn't say dream big. He said dominate your mind or be dominated for life. And the men who listened, Ford, Edison, Carnegie, they didn't chase confidence. They made decisions. Final, unshakable, identity-defining decisions. You don't need more potential. You don't need more time. You don't need more books, more noise, more likes, more followers. You need one thing, a clean break from the identity you no longer respect. Look around. You've seen people win with half your gifts. Why? Because belief isn't fair. Belief follows the bold. It follows the decided. They won because they stopped waiting for permission to become who they already were on the inside. So here's the real question. When did you stop demanding greatness from yourself? There was a time before fear entered the picture when you didn't hesitate. You didn't second guess. You didn't wait for proof. You moved with certainty, not because you knew you could win, but because it didn't matter. Your identity wasn't tied to the outcome, it was tied to the effort. But over time, you traded that fire for comfort. You outsourced your belief to what others said was realistic. You started calling fear wisdom, and you let it decide how big your life was allowed to become. Let me remind you, fear is not a mentor, comfort is not a friend, and doubt is not you. You were built for something higher. And no, I'm not talking about hype. I'm talking about clarity. Clarity that comes from saying, I will no longer live like someone I don't respect. You want change? You don't need motivation. You need to get violently clear on this. I will never again betray the greatness in me to keep others comfortable with my smallness. Because you've been tricked. They taught you to ask, what if it doesn't work? Instead of asking, what if it does? They taught you to protect your fears like they were facts. But listen to me now. Your mind is not a prison. It's a weapon, but only if you take control. Napoleon Hill didn't write for inspiration. He wrote for war, an inner war, between the self that wants and the self that acts, between the self that hopes and the self that builds, between the old identity that waits and the new identity that decides. So decide. Because the moment you do, the world shifts. You don't need evidence. You need command. Say this. This version of me is not final. This mindset is not permanent. This reality is not the limit. I reset who I am, starting now. What's coming next isn't a plan. It's a new operating system. You're going to start living from identity, not emotion. You're going to start programming belief, not waiting for it. And you're going to walk like the outcome is already decided, because it is. But you must bury one thing first. The identity that negotiates with weakness, the version of you that needs external proof to make an internal decision, that version. Dead. Say it. I don't ask the old me for advice. This isn't a pep talk. This is a line in the sand. This is the end of the almost version of you. This is the day that average became unacceptable. This is the second your new standard is born. And that standard is simple. I do not move like the undecided. I do not speak like the uncommitted. I do not think like the unready. I move like it's done, because it is. They told you the formula was secret. They were wrong. The real secret, most people won't do the inner work, but you will. Because you're not most people, you're not who you were. You're not who they think. You are the standard. You are the force. You are the voice inside that says, I don't need proof to start. I become the proof. This is not motivation. This is identity. This is the birth of your mental revolution. This is the death of hesitation. This is the reset. Say it with me, slowly, with power. I reset. I realign. I rise. I reset. I realign. I rise. I reset. I realign. I rise. Let the old identity burn. Let the new one lead. And don't look back. Say it out loud and move like it's done. Your mind listens, not to logic, not to truth, but to repetition. That's the code they never taught you. That's the formula they buried. Because if you understood this, you'd be unstoppable. The subconscious doesn't care what's true. It listens to what's repeated. Every time you speak doubt, every time you reinforce limitation, every time you joke about failure, fear, or not being enough, you are training your own mind to betray you, and it obeys. Like a loyal soldier, it follows the voice it hears the most. So let me ask you, whose voice is running your life? Because most people, they've been hypnotized by weak language. They wake up and reaffirm failure. I'm tired. I'm broke. I'm stuck. I'm not like those people. And the subconscious says, yes, understood. Let me lock that in. But the legends, the ones who build reality, they use a different formula. A formula so ancient, so powerful, and so simple. They repeat identity. Not what do I want, but who am I becoming? Napoleon Hill called it autosuggestion. Not just thinking positively, but commanding the subconscious until belief was no longer optional. He told you, in every chapter, the mind becomes magnetized with the dominating thoughts you allow to occupy it. And over time, that magnet pulls circumstances, people, and decisions into alignment. But it starts with this I am. That phrase is the most powerful spell on earth. I am unstoppable. I am disciplined. I am becoming a weapon. I am the one who decides. I am not finished. Every time you say it, your subconscious rebuilds your world. You say it. You walk in it. You repeat it until your mind bends to the new command. But let's be clear. This isn't affirmation fluff. This is identity engineering. Try saying weak things while walking with power. Try complaining while breathing like a warrior. Try telling yourself you're average while standing like a king. You can't, because your body and your beliefs must match. So we start now. Speak it. Whisper it until it gets louder than your fear. Say, I speak life into my next level. I am the architect of my identity. I do not rehearse defeat. I rehearse greatness. Every word I speak builds the new me. Because here's the core of Napoleon Hill's formula. Thoughts become things, but repeated thoughts become you. You want to rewire your life. Rewire your language. You want to rewire your future. Rewire your beliefs. And you don't wait to feel ready. You speak as if it's already real. Now some people will mock this. Let them. Mockery is the language of those who gave up on rewiring, but not you. Because from this day forward, your voice is sacred. You don't get to speak carelessly anymore. You don't get to joke about your downfall. You don't get to rehearse the identity you're trying to kill. From this day forward, every word is fuel. Every phrase is programming. Every breath is a command. Let it echo inside you. I am not who I was. I do not think like them. I do not shrink. I rewire. I rise. I repeat. And tomorrow, you say it again and again and again until your body moves without fear, until your mind cannot believe otherwise. Because this isn't just belief. This is a mental override. You're no longer running the old script. You're installing a new operating system. And this one, it only answers to power. So stand up, walk different. Speak like the world already knows your name, because they will. I repeat, I rewire, I rise. I repeat, I rewire, I rise. There's a moment in every transformation where the door behind you must be sealed, where the bridge must be burned, where the old you must die screaming. Because the truth, you cannot serve two identities. One must go. You can't walk toward the warrior while keeping the coward alive, just in case you can't speak greatness in the morning and whisper doubt when the lights go out. The part of you that hesitates is the part that's dying. Let it. Napoleon Hill called this decision. Not maybe, not halfway. Decision backed by obsession. The moment when all doors collapse into one. Carnegie demanded this kind of commitment. He said it clearly. Put all your eggs in one basket, then watch that basket. No fallback, no escape, no retreat. Because here's what no one tells you. Having a plan B doesn't keep you safe. It keeps you average. If the bridge is still standing, you will always question the mission. You'll tiptoe. You'll second guess. You'll sabotage your own path. But when the bridge burns, everything changes. That fire behind you becomes fuel. There is no turning back. There is no maybe. There is only forward. Edison did this. He put his name on thousands of failures because he decided the light bulb would exist. He gave himself no room for doubt. Cortez did this. When he landed with 600 men to conquer an empire, he ordered the ships burned. Why? So there was no going home. Victory or death. That was the frame. And what about you? What bridge are you still keeping? The old habits? The low standards? The relationships that weaken your voice? The just in case it doesn't work? Backup plan? Burn it. You cannot carry your past into your future. Your next level doesn't recognize your current excuses. You don't need more time. You need a funeral for the version of you that delays. Right now, in this moment, say it with me. I've already decided. Say it again. Not loud for the world, loud for your identity. I've already decided. Say it until your cells believe it, until there's no more permission slips to be weak, because this is where most people lose the game. They hope they'll become disciplined. They try to believe. They test commitment like a temperature. But that's not how transformation works. You don't test the water. You dive in and drown the doubt. You don't sample purpose. You marry it. You bury your last name. You don't even answer to maybe anymore. There is power in this posture. I am not available for negotiation. I've already decided. It's already done in my world. This is the mindset that rewired nations, built empires, and forged legends. You are not here to participate in life. You are here to possess it, and possession requires obsession. It requires full surrender. No side missions, no back doors. You can't move like a leader while thinking like a doubter. You can't become a force while tolerating comfort, the version of you who breaks through. They're not trying anymore. They're too far gone to go back. So here's your ritual now. Wake up, decide again, burn the fallback again, and speak it like law. I serve no other identity but the one I declared. I am not interested in maybe. I've already decided. You want to be free? Then kill the option to quit. You want power? Then bury the version of you who needs motivation. Because Hill made it clear, indecision is the seed of fear. Decision is the sword that kills it. Cut it. Now, that weak voice in your head, the one that says wait a little longer, kill it. The identity that wants to see how things go, kill it. The pattern that says maybe this isn't for me after all, kill it. You are not a politician. You don't need to debate your destiny. You are a builder of reality, and builders don't question the blueprint. They commit, they construct, they conquer. Now take a breath and speak it again. I've already decided. I will not hesitate. I will not negotiate. There is only forward. Let this become your heartbeat, your loop, your war drum. I've already decided. I've already decided. I've already decided. And tomorrow, decide again, with no backup, no bridge, no way back. Because the old you, they're not even on the map anymore. Say it loud. I've already decided. Now move like the bridge is burning. A lion raised by sheep will question its own roar. The wrong room will kill your dream before you even speak it out loud. You think you're weak? Maybe you're just surrounded by weakness. You think you're lost. Maybe you're just mirroring the minds around you. Environment is not passive. It's active. It's shaping you right now. Whether you like it or not, you are not just what you think. You are what your circle whispers into your subconscious. Napoleon Hill didn't just study individuals. He studied networks, circles of fire, power clusters. He called it the mastermind group, a collective of minds wired for the same mission, where belief compounds, where energy multiplies, where identity becomes contagious. Carnegie had one. So did Ford. So did Edison. Not one of them walked alone. Not one. Because proximity is identity. Sit with 5 focused men, and you'll start thinking like the 6th. Sit with 5 talkers. You'll stop building. Sit with 5 doubters. You'll start delaying. Sit with 5 kings. You'll begin to rule. This is the law. You will rise or rot with the temperature of your room. You want to shift? Check the room. Check the voices. Check the inputs. Check the energy. Who has access to your atmosphere? Do they lift your voice or smother it? Do they sharpen your vision or blind it? Do they ignite your hunger or feed your comfort? Your environment is either fertilizer or slow poison. There is no neutral. So here's the wake-up call. You're not just building a life, you're building a fortress. That fortress needs walls. Not every energy deserves entry. Not every opinion deserves oxygen. You must become a gatekeeper of vibration, of mental climate, of inner weather. Your dream is sacred, and sacred things require sacred space. So clean the temple, silence the noise. That group chat with people who normalize delay, leave it. That friend who cracks jokes when you speak your vision, silence it. That relationship that thrives on your weakness, cut it. Not because you're better, because you're becoming. And becoming demands alignment. You think greatness happens in isolation? It doesn't. It happens in elevation, in association with higher minds. You can't expect to become a warrior while training in a village of victims. You can't expect to rise when the room worships comfort. Your mind is absorbing everything. Their tone, their expectations, their habits, their beliefs, like a sponge, like a child, like software, awaiting commands. So command your environment, engineer your circle, design your energy grid. This isn't paranoia, this is precision. You're not just curating a vibe, you're installing an identity. Hill knew it. Every mind you allow access becomes a silent builder of your reality. So build intentionally. How do you start? You start by removing what weakens you, then replacing it with what trains you. Find the podcast that fuels you. Find the voice that sharpens you. Find the mentor. Even if they've been dead 100 years, you can commune with giants through books, through thought, through repetition. Carve your mastermind circle in your mind first, then attract it in the flesh. You won't meet lions while walking with sheep, but the moment you walk like a lion, lions begin to appear. That's the energetic law. The environment shifts when you shift. The room's open. When your standard rises, and when you finally build your circle, honor it, feed it, water it, protect it, because one aligned voice can resurrect your belief in a second. One powerful mind can rewire your entire trajectory. And the truth, if you haven't built your circle, you're being built by someone else's. That's the danger. You become whatever is around you long enough. So let's make a declaration. Let's cast a line in the sand right now. Say it loud. I do not allow weak energy in my atmosphere. I don't entertain doubt conversations. I sit with kings. I move with builders. I rise with fire. Repeat it until your world starts to shift around it. I do not allow weak energy in my atmosphere. I do not allow weak energy in my atmosphere. I do not allow weak energy in my atmosphere. Let that be your filter, your firewall, your gatekeeper protocol. Because the more your environment aligns, the less effort belief requires. It becomes automatic. It becomes biological. It becomes your new frequency. And from that frequency, nothing can touch you. You're too aligned, too fortified, too surrounded by greatness to ever slip back. Say it out loud. I do not allow weak energy in my atmosphere. Now move like your circle shapes nations. You want to separate from the average? Give more than you're paid for. Always. Not sometimes. Not when it's noticed. Always. Because over-delivery isn't a strategy. It's an identity. Most people chase recognition. Builders chase refinement. Kings chase legacy. You're not doing it for a thank you. You're doing it because it's who you are. Napoleon Hill called it the law of over-delivery. He said the greatest fortunes weren't made by hard work alone, but by habitual excellence. You want to attract more. Become more. Do more than required. And make it feel like your natural rhythm. This is not about burnout. This is about overflow. A river doesn't ask for applause when it floods the land. It just flows. You are that river. You are that abundance. You are that standard. Look at Charles M. Schwab. Carnegie didn't pick him for his resume. He picked him because Schwab walked into every room. Like value was oxygen. He solved problems before they reached the boss. He made people feel seen. He learned faster, gave faster, served harder. Not because he had to, but because it was who he became. You see the shift? He didn't wait for the raise. He became the reason for it. People who wait to be told what to do, they serve tasks. People who over-deliver, they serve identity. When you give more than you're paid for, you confuse the system, because average people play to the contract. Extraordinary ones play to character. The universe notices. Life opens to those who act like it already belongs to them. Give more than expected, then do it again. Then do it without needing a thank you. This isn't hustle culture. This is integrity culture. This is I am excellent. Even when no one sees it. Over-delivery isn't about showing off. It's about showing up every single day as the highest version of yourself, detached from outcomes. You don't do it for validation. You do it because you're encoded that way now. That's the secret. Make excellence unconscious. Make service spiritual. Make over-delivery inevitable. Most people never understand this. It's not about effort, it's about identity. You don't try to be great. You are great, so you act accordingly. Carnegie didn't wait for a fair deal. He became too valuable to ignore. Ford didn't aim to meet expectations. He shattered the frame. They didn't just build empires. They built standards that made empires inevitable. You don't rise by demanding more. You rise by becoming more. Say it again. I exceed expectations because it's who I am, not when it's easy, not when it's convenient. Every time. Because excellence doesn't clock in. It lives in you now. You don't chase opportunity. You radiate readiness. You don't beg for growth. You over-deliver until growth begs for you. Let this burn into your subconscious. I don't meet the standard. I am the standard. That's your new frequency. That's your new default. So let's get surgical. Look at every area of your life. Do you leave things better than you found them? Do you give more than you take? Do you deliver beyond the ask, even when no one's watching? If not, this is the shift. This is the reset. This is the real code of greatness. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it's quiet, it's relentless, it's precise. People will ask, why are you doing so much? Ignore them. They've never seen internal royalty. You don't explain identity. You demonstrate it. Every time. Without needing applause. Without breaking rhythm. Excellence is your signature. Leave it everywhere. That's how you become unforgettable. That's how you bypass the gatekeepers. That's how you skip the line. Because when your work carries soul, your work carries power, and power magnetizes results. Let's install this now. Lock it in with every breath. Say it out loud. I exceed expectations because it's who I am. I give more than I take. I act like a legend before the world calls me one. Repeat it until your actions align, until your energy infects every room, until excellence feels like home. I exceed expectations because it's who I am. I exceed expectations because it's who I am. I exceed expectations because it's who I am. No one can stop the person who gives like it's spiritual, who serves like it's identity, who rises, not for applause, but for alignment. Say this daily. I exceed expectations because it's who I am. Now go give more, without asking, without waiting, without stopping. It's not about what you said once, it's about what you repeat until the old self dies quietly and the new one walks out bold. You've heard this before. Repetition is the language of the subconscious. But let's go deeper. Repetition isn't just a habit, it's the hammer that breaks identity into place. One swing won't do it. 10 swings won't do it. But when you keep swinging over and over, even stone surrenders. You are the sculptor now. You are the stone. You are the hand that forges the self. You refuse to live without. The old mind wants convenience. The new identity lives in conviction, and ritual is the bridge. Ritual is not routine. Routine is unconscious. Ritual is sacred. When you ritualize belief, you sanctify it. You take the divine and bake it into the daily. Napoleon Hill said, "Faith is the only known antidote to failure." But what is faith, really? It's walking like it's already done, even when the world says it's not. Faith is motion before evidence. Ritual is belief on repeat. You don't wait to feel ready. You act like it's done. You move like it's already yours. You speak like the deal is sealed. You don't need permission. You need alignment. And alignment comes from repetition, from rehearsal, from relentless command. So install the code again, with rhythm, with energy, with conviction. I don't hesitate. I build. I become. I act like it's done. I walk like it's already mine. These are not affirmations. These are architectural commands, mental software, new operating systems. You've burned the bridge. There is no fallback, no return, only reinforcement. You've rewired belief. You've installed new thought. You've purified the atmosphere. You've over-delivered in silence. Now we repeat. Now we ritualize. The most successful people in history, they had one thing in common: unshakable patterns, sacred repetitions, internal laws. They spoke their future before it happened. They walked like kings before the crown arrived. And that's what you do now. Every morning, every night, until the echo becomes the truth. You don't say it once. You don't say it when you feel like it. You say it because you must. Because identity doesn't stick to wishes. It sticks to what's repeated. So here's your ritual loop. Say it now. Say it daily. Say it until your cells believe you. I've already decided. I exceed expectations. I am the standard. I don't wait for clarity. I create it. I walk like it's already mine. These aren't just words. They are swords. They cut through doubt. They slice the cords of hesitation. Every morning, lock in. Every night, reinforce. No days off from identity. You are either reprogramming or being programmed. There is no in-between. You either speak power or absorb weakness. You either build on purpose or drift by default. This is your final code. I do not drift. I do not delay. I do not explain. I walk as if it's done, because it is done. In here, where it matters first, where it all begins. Let the world catch up. Let the results catch up. You've already locked in the route. Faith is now your rhythm. Ritual is now your temple. Identity is now your compass. You're not hoping anymore. You're becoming daily, relentlessly, unapologetically. So now, close your eyes, breathe, and let this final loop stamp itself into your system. I act like it's done. I walk like it's already mine. I exceed expectations because it's who I am. I burn the bridge. I don't serve two identities. I rise in silence. I command in motion. I don't owe them explanations. I am the explanation. They will wonder what happened. They will ask what changed. Let them. You don't owe them answers. Let the world wonder what changed. You don't owe them answers. You are the answer.